Hello, 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 hello. What's up, everybody? Let's talk. Let's talk about the markets. Let's talk about what's going on. How's everybody doing out there? Hey. All right. So, guess what, everybody? I have a roadmap, and you don't. At least most of you don't. My people, my subscribers, they do because they are with me. But I have a roadmap, and most of the rest of you do not. My roadmap is MMT. MMT gives me the proper understanding of the functioning of our monetary system and how policy affects that monetary system. Most of you are backward on all of this, okay? You believe in the gold standard. You think we're on some kind of a system where our money is finite. You think that we borrow money. You think that China finances us. All of these things, okay? You think that government spending and deficits leads to hyperinflation. You believe that the Fed prints money and that creates all that stuff, okay? I have a roadmap. I know exactly what is going to happen. Sometimes the market demands patience from me, which I gladly provide because I'd rather pay with time than pay with money. So anyway, what is happening now? And here's a freebie to all of you who are not signed up as subscribers. Every once in a while, I throw this out there. Now, you have to understand, my people get the very detailed inner workings. They get recommendations, etc. But right now, and it's actually a very, very interesting and almost a kind of a humorous thing. I mean, if you're into humor, if you're into comedy, then this should really get you going. Unless you're on the wrong side, unless the joke is on you, okay, which it might be. So here's what's going on, okay? Two things. Well, three things actually, but let's start with the Fed because I know most of you are so obsessed about the Fed, you know, and all of these people, you know, they're printing money, 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 you know, they're printing money, they're printing money, they're printing money. All of those people, you know who I'm talking about. So now all those same people, it's really, really funny. It's comical. They think that the Fed is taking away stimulus as a result of the unwinding of its balance sheet. And by the way, I sent out to MMT Trader subscribers yesterday a fascinating, fascinating chart which looks at the last 2 weeks of what has happened to the Fed's Treasury holdings, okay? Unbelievable, unbelievable. And if you want that chart, go sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. Go to pitbulleconomics.com and sign up for a free trial. We'll send you that chart along with the email that went along with it, as well as other emails, even some recommendations recently, okay? So they all think the Fed is taking away the punch bowl, when in fact what is happening here in reality is that the Fed is now filling up the punch bowl. Now, this is exactly, they don't see it, okay? Printing money, they're printing money, they're printing money, they're printing money. All these guys don't see it. They're not even saying anything about it. It's so funny, man. Just like when they were saying hyperinflation, remember when the Fed was going to zero interest rates and doing QE and asset purchases, the dollar's going to crash and we're going to have a hyperinflationary recession, remember? All those claims, those wild, ridiculous claims. Meanwhile, back in 2009, yours truly, me, I did a video, go look it up on his channel, where I said the dollar's going to go into a long-term rise. And this year, actually last year, I said the dollar's rise is over. And this year, I've been, you know, kind of doubling down on that bet. The dollar is now going down, not just for monetary reasons, policy reasons related to fiscal and monetary policy, but also policy reasons related to geopolitical policy. I told you that the United States of America, the government of the United States of America, that is Washington, has decided to use the dollar as a weapon. All right, I've been all through this. I won't take up your time repeating it, but the world cannot live under such circumstances where the global clearing and transaction system is dollar-based. And even if you are an ally nation of the United States, you cannot have this hanging over your head like the sword of Damocles, that maybe by some chance obliquely you are involved in one of these sanction situations and you or some very important companies and firms within your nation are shut out and unable to do business. You cannot have, the world cannot have this, and the world does not want to abandon the dollar. Let me be clear about that. But the policy from Washington, the policy that is emanating from Washington lately, and it's getting more and more aggressive and belligerent, that is forcing the world to look for alternatives. That also explains a little bit the rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It explains the bilateral currency arrangements, things like between China and Russia, all that kind of stuff. We are doing it to ourselves, and it has nothing to do with, we're like profligate consumers. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with policy that is designed to punish people who use dollars when the whole freaking global financial system is based on dollars. Now, you cannot get stupider than that. Maybe some of you are, but you cannot get stupider than that, all right, as far as policy is concerned. So that's one thing. I don't know how I got into that, but anyway, the dollar's going down. Okay, so yeah, so now the Fed is unwinding its balance sheet. Very slow right now, all right, but still quite extraordinary if you look at that chart that I referred to. Now, some of these, I guess you would call them the smarter zombies. At least they think they're smarter in their heads. They're seeing this and they're starting to react. And that's how come you're seeing the stock market start to roll over. All right. And that is just going to accelerate because the Fed's unwinding is going to accelerate. They're starting at 10 billion a month, but they're going to work that up to, they're going to scale that up to 50 billion a month. And, what's going to hit the fan. All right, because the zombies are going to look at that and say, oh, the punch bowl's being taken away. Look, they're taking away the punch bowl. But that's fantastic. It's exactly what we want to have happen. All right. Not because we're all, pessimists and we hate, the economy and it's phony and all that BS that you hear from all those idiots. But we want a correction. It's good. It gives us an opportunity to buy. Next. Rather than taking the punch bowl away, as I said before, it is filling up the punch bowl because now instead of taking away those higher yielding assets, the Fed is allowing them to stay in the economy. They generate income. So that's a net addition to income. All right. At the same time that this is going on, Fed is also raising interest rates. All right. Now, their schedule is very, very benign. They said one more in December and then two more out till 2020. And I'm saying they're going to be wrong on that. And parts of the market, the credit markets, if you look at short term, what has been going on there, and the short term debt instruments, they're really starting to get hit. And my suspicion is that people are kind of feeling like, hey, man, the inflation picture might be a little bit higher than what it is. Not that that means the Fed has to raise. Right? The Fed could keep interest rates at zero even if inflation was 1,000%. I mean, and by the way, if it's at zero, it's never going to go up that high because that's a price. And if the price is zero, it keeps other prices down. But the Fed believes that the remedy for higher inflation is higher interest rates. And of course, we know that is the opposite by virtue of the fact that rate hikes are price increases and also they are net fiscal expansions, all else equal, all right? The government's a net payer of interest, so when it raises rates, it's paying more into the economy. So you have that going on, all right? So you have the unwinding, which is filling up the punch bowl. You have the rate increases going on, okay? Then you have the ongoing fiscal expansion right now, where the government of the United States is on track to have the highest spending year ever this year. All right. And that's not even included any tax cuts if we get that. And it's not even including the new budget that's going to come on hopefully soon. All right. That's just the way it is right now. If they just, reinstate the current situation, you're still going to get all-time high record spending. All right. Then you got this oil market situation going on, which I would say is explosively, almost dangerously bullish. I mean, we have dangerously low levels of inventories in gasoline and heating oil. Man, we're having a major temperature drop here in the Northeast. And the Northeast is the primary consumer of heating oil. during the winter. The temperature's plunging over the weekend, all right? You could literally have shortages. Price is going to run up like crazy. Not to mention this stuff going on between Saudi Arabia and Iran. You got tensions there that could flare up into something very, very scary for the oil markets, right? You have all this stuff going on. So you have an inflation environment which is definitely looking a lot worse, okay? And by worse, I mean inflation's going to rise. You have bank credit. I didn't even get into that. You have bank credit expanding. Oh, man, there's so much stuff I could talk about. It's going to take too long in this video. But anyway, we have a roadmap. We know exactly what is going to happen. We know how to make money. And we, meaning my people, SEAL Team 6, subscribers of MMT Trader, we have mental game. We know how to be patient and ride it out. So we're going to score big time. The rest of you, you don't know anything. You are guessing. You throw things up. You look at stupid lines on a chart. And for you, it breaks a line. And that's all the analysis you put in. And you think that's, it's like crazy, man. You might as well live in a jungle somewhere and, you know, run around with the witch doctor with some beads around your neck, man. Unbelievable. So anyway, go to pitbulleconomics.com and get a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader, and I will send you all this stuff, and you will get the roadmap. You need the roadmap, all right? Because without the roadmap, it's not even that you don't know where you're going. You're going to crash. You're going to crash because it's foggy out there. Sometimes it gets very foggy or dark that you can't see anything. So dark, even your little headlamps, which are your charts, they're not going to show you anything. And in fact, your charts, guess what? They're flashing in back of your car. Yeah, that's sophisticated, everybody. All right, I'll see you maybe later. Bye-bye.